Russell Wilson founded the Why Not You Foundation back in 2014. Both he and his wife Sierra are on the board for the foundation that has raised millions over the years.
And however, filings from the foundation reveal that less than half of the money raised is actually going to charity. The tax documents were first exposed by USA Today. They reveal that only about 40 cents of every dollar raised through the foundation was put toward charitable giving over the past 8 years.
In fact, the Why Not You Foundation put about $1.1 million toward employee salaries and benefits from money that was raised in 2020 and 2021. $600,000 was actually put towards charitable activities. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us for Denver 7 News. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. Now, Denver 7's Russell Haythorne begins our in-depth coverage on the report and the response from the Why Not You Foundation.
He's also digging deeper into why local charities say practices like these give other foundations a bad name.
The Broncos and Russell Wilson were highly scrutinized for their lackluster performance on the field this season. Now it's Wilson's off-the-field charitable practices and the Why Not You Foundation that are also under fire. That 6-month USA Today investigation found that Wilson's charity only gave 24 cents of every dollar to charitable activities in 2020 and 2021 combined. Compare that to former Denver Nuggets star Dikembe Mutombo's foundation, which the Wall Street Journal found gave 81 cents of every dollar to charitable activities, only spending about 15% on administrative costs.
It's great to hear that 81 cents going into the charitable purpose, to the mission.
Paul Levine, president and CEO of the Colorado Nonprofit Association, says Mutombo's foundation appears to be much more in line with the practices of most nonprofits.
The rule of thumb is 15 cents on every dollar goes to administration.
The investigation into Wilson's foundation revealed more than half the money raised in 2020 and 2021 went to administrative salaries and benefits, some execs making hundreds of thousands. Levine says in Colorado there are checks and balances in place that require the more than 20,000 nonprofits in our state to report their financial statements with the Secretary of State's office.
The Secretary of State actually tracks these numbers through the Colorado Charitable Solicitation filing that all nonprofits have to file to ensure that there's transparency in the system, to ensure that there's trust in the system.
Wilson's organization released a lengthy statement defending its practices, and although social media posts of the Why Not You Foundation paint a rosy picture, it's still unclear how Russell Wilson himself feels about the latest revelations. He has yet to speak publicly. Levine says, despite all this, you should not be deterred from giving.
Society works best when the nonprofit sector is strong. Keep giving because the need is so great these days.
For Denver 7,
most administrators are not making $1 million plus.
I'm Russell Haythorne.
And sources connected to the Wilson's Foundation have reached out to Denver 7 and are admitting that mistakes were made. And they pointed to a former partnership with Safeway and Albertsons that helped raise $10 million over the years. Wilson's representatives claim all $10 million of those funds went to charitable causes. However, that money never passed through Wilson's Foundation and therefore would not show up on the books. They also say they made errors on their 990 filings and say those issues are being addressed.
And for some perspective here, charities like the Scripps Howard Fund put 100% of money raised back into the community. Now that foundation is a nonprofit. It's where your money goes if you donate to Denver 7 Gives. And if you want to check to make sure that your money donated goes to the right charity, you can very easily check with websites like Charity Watch. In fact, I spent some time on that website this evening. For example, Charity Watch gives the American Lung Association an A- rating. They calculated that that association puts 80% of money raised toward charitable programs. You can check any foundation yourself. Just visit charitywatch.org.